Hi friends, hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a little challenge that I am setting for myself, and that I would love to invite you all to join me if you would like to. And that is going to be using up a whole paper pad in 5 days. I want to see if I can do this. I already have some fun projects planned. And so if you too have a lot of scrapbooking papers, maybe even whole paper pads or almost full paper pads, then let's just do something about it. Let's build our stash by using those papers. And today is actually, I'm going to call it day 0 or the day of prepping, because depending on what sort of papers you have, you may not need to do those steps that I'm going to be doing today, and I will explain in just a moment. But basically, yeah, so we are going to be using, I have a lot of coffee here, some for actual drinking, some for coffee dyeing, but yes, so this is the paper pad that I want to use for this particular challenge. This is from Rosie's Studio. I believe this is a Polish company, yeah, and this is called Golden Afternoon, and mine is 6 by 6 inches, so nice small pages, and some of them are just so stunning. I mean, look at those flowers. I love this green. I love the little like tickets and stuff. So some of those papers are really beautiful. Some are just more sort of backgroundy, and then there are some, like maybe this one, because I don't use black a lot, that I am not that much of a fan of, but we will see what we can do with them. And so why is this day 0 taking place today? It's because, as you can see, one of the challenges of me using this particular paper pad is that the papers are single-sided, and so unless I want to have like glaring white pages in my project, I do want to do something with those back sides of the pages before I start. So I want to have some papers ready, or all of them ready for the actual challenge. And the other thing about this particular paper pad is that this isn't really cardstock, or maybe it is, but it's very, very lightweight. It's very thin paper, and so for some projects that's going to be perfectly fine, but maybe for some others I would like the paper to have a little bit more weight to it, so I don't have to, you know, worry that whatever I make and then put into a pocket in a journal, it's going to get all like crumpled up and squished. So that is why I am going to be doing a little bit of prepping today. And so I have 3 ideas of what I want to do with these papers. So some of them, oh, one more thing about this particular paper pad is that it comes with 20 designs and 40 sheets. So I have duplicates of all of the designs, which is great because, for instance, this is just stunning. So some of them, what I'm going to want to do is I will double them up, and I just love this color combination. So I was thinking for some of them I will just excuse me, glue them back to back, and I will have a nice sort of double-sided paper. For others, what I would like to do is I will use the other side, and like I will glue something here, not necessarily one of the other papers, but perhaps I will glue this onto a book page, or maybe some coffee stain paper, something like that, so that I have something on the other side of this paper that's not just this white. And I think this can't find a word. I don't know what I want to say, but this step, let's say, I will do mostly for papers that are quite blank-ish, like maybe this one and this one and this one, so that I have some interest and something that can be more of a like a focal point or something like that on the other side. So so there is that. Now this particular paper, while I love gold foiling, it's also very white, but I think that whatever I do with it, I can then just ink the edges and maybe ink a little bit over it. So that should be fine. And then for some of the papers, I am also going to be coffee dyeing this side and then stamping, and I actually have tested it out. So here is my sort of example. And I just love how it looks. This is just some paper that I wouldn't use anyway because I don't really like it. But this side is so pretty, and I just did some coffee staining and stamping with a few different stamps and inks. And then I just added some gold with like the smooshing technique with some acrylic ink. So this is what I would like to sort of attempt to do on some of those pages as well. And so basically, to sum up, today I really want to make these single-sided papers into double-sided papers. So I'm actually thinking that I will first start with the first 20, so where the designs are, oh, look at this, where the designs are not repeating. And actually, let me choose some of my like, oh, this is so cute, of my like favorite, excuse me, designs from this first side. This is pretty, but this is a nice background piece. This first side of the paper pad. And yeah, I don't want to glue all of them back to back. So for instance, if I'm choosing these two papers, especially like these that are more like focal points, to be backed onto other papers in this round, then when I get to the duplicates, I'm going to do something else on these so that I have a lot of variety. And so let's look for a nice background that would look great with this. I mean, they all coordinate, so this right off the bat I think is very pretty. So let me just put this aside. Oh, this would be very nice too, like little wood grain. This one too. This would be really pretty, but maybe maybe this would work for one of the others that I pulled. I think this is such a gorgeous combination, so let's keep those aside. For now I have this. Ooh, maybe this one. Oh yes, I really like this combination. Let's see. This one would also work, of course. Well, all of them would work. That's the idea, I think, of a paper pad. Maybe wood grain, actually, with this. Let me see, just from the start. Oh, this would be very, very busy. Maybe let's not join yellow and yellow. This would be a nice color combo, but let's go with the wood grain, I think, for this one. And then for this one, I'm going to stick with this because I really love it. Like those little suns, or whatever they are, suns, yeah. They have all the colors that are here, which I really love. Okay, so that's a few of the first pages, and the way that I would like to glue them down, and I'm not going to be doing anything else with those papers today, or at least for a few hours. I really want them to dry nicely so that when I then go to fold them or do, you know, whatever we do, they will be nice, like the glue will will be dry, nothing will be moving too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a lot of glue in the middle of each paper, like that, with my glue stick, going as close to the edges as I can, but not being too worried about that for now. And then to just get to those edges and be sure that I have enough glue there as well, I'm going to switch to wet glue just for the edges, because it's, especially with the applicator that I have, it's more precise. I can get to those corners, to all of those little bits that my glue stick won't get to easily. And that's how I'm going to be gluing those together. So let's just make one on camera, and I think I will make the other ones, yes, glue the other ones off camera, so you guys don't have to see me gluing all these papers down, and we can do something more maybe interesting with the others. Now, if it's not glued perfectly, if I have some white edge somewhere, anywhere on those papers, I am not too worried, because I can just cut it off and make it even. But I think I did a pretty good job with this one. Just making sure my glue is everywhere and that it's all evenly glued together. Okay, and so here's my first little double-sided paper, and like I said, I am just going to put this aside. I don't want to touch it, and I don't want to be tempted to try to already do something with this until it's completely dry. So let me do the same thing with these, and I will be right back. Okay, so here are my first 5 double-sided sheets. Oops. I'm sorry, double-sided sheets of paper. We have this one, gorgeous, this yellow one with wood grain, and this beautiful ticket ephemera sort of one. I love them. So these are going to be set aside, and now I would like to choose pages for coffee dyeing. So again, those that are super plain, I'm going to glue them onto book pages, but first of all, the same papers that I just used double-sided, do I want this? This could look nice with a book page, but this one, so those that are more sort of focal points. This one is quite busy. What do I want to do with this one? I don't know yet, but this could look nice. Coffee dyed, maybe this one as well. This for sure. Wood grain, maybe with a book page. Let's leave this for now. I'm still thinking what to do with the black one, whether I will want to cover it up with something, like cover this side up, because of course in every maybe let's take one of those as well, because of course in every paper pad there are going to be those papers that you absolutely love, and then there are going to be papers that you are not a fan of, and so I want to tackle that too in this challenge. Okay, so I think for now, let me just quickly check if there is anything else. Maybe this one as well for coffee. Coffee dyeing treatment. Yes, so let's have it at that. I'm going to grab my messy mat, and then I also will have some sort of paper off to the side of my desk so they can dry. I don't think I'm going to be drying them with my heat tool because I don't really want them to curl up. They are quite thin papers, like I said. So let's have 4. And I have this, not sure what this is, like a foam brush, I suppose. And then my coffee for dyeing. So I'm just going to literally, maybe it's safer here, literally go over those papers from one edge to the other. I made this coffee quite strong, so I don't need a lot. If I get some coffee, because of course my paper is moving here on the mat, if I get some coffee, sorry, on the other side of those papers, then I am okay with that. I think it will just add to the, maybe like a grungy look, right? And I'm also going to want to use this coffee that I have on my mat, so I will show you guys in just a moment. Let's do the first 4. And because my coffee is quite strong, it already gives me such a nice look and such a pretty, like, saturated vintagey color. Oops, this one has a lot of liquid, so maybe I will towel a little bit of it up. Oops. Just reaching for paper towels. Just a little bit here and there. And then I'm going to put this aside for now, and then I am going to take this piece of paper. Oh yeah, so I will have some coffee on the edges, which is really cool. And I am just going to just mop up some of those splatters that I have here for more interesting effects on the back. So this is going off to the side. I have just got a sheet of baking paper, and we'll see how many I can actually manage to. Oh, I love the coffee on the edges. Maybe let me add just a little bit so it just doesn't look so out of place on some of those. And maybe some splatters on this side as well. So this will already give me a different look of the same paper than when I used it for the first time. Okay, let's grab this. Again, just mopping up some of those splatters. And so while these are drying, we are going to move to the book page ones, the ones that I want to back with book pages or other papers, so that these can dry in peace. And when they are ready, then we will do more fun stuff with them. Okay, and now, so I don't get my papers messy off the bat, I'm just going to mop up the rest and do that with these remaining ones as well. Then we will do the book pages, and then we will come back to these. Okay, so these are drying, and for the rest of the papers, I think I want to, do I perhaps want to add some coffee? You know what, maybe later I will add some coffee onto some of those white ones as well. But anyway, so for the remaining ones, I do want to back them on some book pages. So I grabbed a pile of book pages that I already removed at some point from books. And I would perhaps like to, this is very pretty, so maybe not this one, but I would perhaps like to just take a paper. No, this is wet. Okay, let me move it to the side. Take a paper and perhaps have it glued like somewhere here, maybe something like that, so that I have some interest on the other side of this. So maybe let's first pick some book pages and pair them with papers. So we will do this a little bit in a mass making style. Maybe not this one, because this is quite brittle, and with all of the projects I think I'm going to be folding my papers. This just pretty text I think would look great with one of those, maybe maybe this one, yeah. So I would have it here and grab some of this text on the back. Those that are double-sided, I think I'm going to leave as they are, because I can use them even in journals. But these are single-sided images. Maybe actually, what do I want to do with the black one, you guys? Oh, I can always collage over. Okay, I actually like this pairing, so this will go somewhere up here, so I still have the rest of this illustration. I will unfortunately not fit two of those on the page. Oh, maybe the green one with the stunning flowers. Yeah, love it. What do we have here? Oh, this is just stunning, isn't it? I will leave this one, I think, for something else. And then this one is also double-sided. A map, maybe not, so that we kind of stay in theme of maybe botanicals, something like that. So we have some beautiful illustration, maybe with this one. This would look nice. And then, oh, I love this. But this, I don't think it's going to fit. So I have maybe something like this, actually. Like this would fit quite nicely. So let me put it here so I know roughly where to glue. And I have this beautiful illustration again. And so I want a little bit of the illustration and perhaps a little bit of the text. Maybe I can have it that way. Oh, how beautiful is this one. Very, very gorgeous. So maybe with a plain paper like this, so this would be my sort of my focal point, maybe even with this text here. What else do I have here? I have some of these, but these are again double-sided. And how cool are those sketches and all of those like handwritten notes? So maybe not these, because they can be used for something else. I love this color. Maybe it's not too thin actually to This one I would probably also coffee dye the front of, but I think, excuse me, I think it would look really nice with this book page on the back. What is this? Well, this could be used for something else, I think. Oh, how cool are those cameras? This was actually from a Polish book, Aparat fotograficzny. Maybe... Do I want the cameras? Like, they, maybe not. They would look super cool with... on like a pocket maybe. Oh, I have another one of those. What can I use with one of those book pages? Still don't know what to do with the black ones. How about, oh, maybe this one even. I think this would look gorgeous. Will this fit? Do I have more? More of those? Oh, this one is very pretty with the music. Yes, so let's go for this pairing. And then some more text. I'm thinking maybe, or maybe I would like wood grain. Have something a bit more. Oh, I have some E-default, but no. See, these aren't definitely big enough. Oh, these are pretty. Yeah, I think I could use this, maybe with the wood grain, and have some of those beautiful florals. And then this one, maybe for something else. Oh, look at those. How stunning. Let's use them as well. I think they would look nice with the almost not big enough. Now let me think. I do have, I think, a couple of projects where this wouldn't necessarily matter, and I really do want to use this. This is stunning. Okay, so let me use this. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 left. So do I want to keep looking here? I have some smaller book pages. But maybe I can find some from this big book that are single-sided. I actually found some other papers that I think that I might like. So these were some of... Were these mine? Yes, I'm pretty sure these are some of my digitals that I just, as you can see, sprayed with coffee. And because these are printed on inkjet printer, the ink just ran, and I really love the look of those. And I also have a few sheets of jelly plate printing. So I was thinking maybe I could use those as well. So you know what? How many could I fit on here? Oh no, just one. Well, okay. So this one will go with this jelly plate. this one will go with this. I do want to I'm just trying to see. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Leave the black ones as they are, and maybe as we make our project I can do something about it. So this one will go here, maybe here. Let's use this one with this, and oh, I have two more, but I only have one sheet of paper. So let me dig some more. Okay, I have this digital that I also just sprayed with coffee, and so this will go here. Okay, you guys, so now that we have this, I definitely am not going to be throwing this away. I think it would look so cool in like a journal spread or something like that. So I am keeping the packaging, and I will now glue all of those papers onto what I've chosen for them, cut them out, and I will show you guys our double-sided pages. And in the meantime, I hope the coffee stained papers will dry nicely, and so we can do some stamping, stenciling, whatever we feel like. Okay, so I apologize if the lighting is different or something. It's quite a bit later in the day, but let me show you guys what we have so far. So you've already seen our double-sided papers where we glued two papers together, so that's that. Then these are the ones that I coffee stained on the back, and we are going to be working a little bit more on these in just a moment, but I just wanted to show you guys how nice those little like splodges of coffee look on the front side. And then I really like how irregular those coffee stains turned out. This is because we did the mopping of coffee with the paper, so they are really nice, all of them. I love this here, love how this stained here, and this, and these are the book page one. And just I think that after I finish this video, all of those that have sort of like this white in the background, or like are very light and are not very interesting to me, I think I'm also going to coffee stain them. But let me show you guys what we have on the back of those. Love this one, and this one. This is so pretty. So we can like fold it however we want. This is from Jelly Printing. This is gorgeous. I just also want to say, this is also Jelly Printing. I just also want to say that some of those, either the back or the front, may be covered up with some of the projects that we do with them. I don't yet know what I'm going to do with which specific sheets of paper, but oh, this is so pretty. Yeah. So some of this may get covered up, but that also would happen, sorry, if you had this is stunning, just a regular double-sided paper, I think. So I'm very excited about these, and just figuring out all the fun ways that this one I'm definitely going to coffee stain. But this is a beautiful book page. Love this one as well. Nice wood grain with those stunning pansies, I believe these are. And then this one, which I will probably finish coffee staining this with this really gorgeous illustration, and I just love all the bits and pieces here as well. Okay, but basically I would call these done. I will just go through those papers that I still feel like they need a little bit of coffee staining, and I will do it later. And now we can get to those. So I think I want to do two things. So first, I'm going to be doing something like this. So stamping, maybe a little bit of gold, something like that. But I also just pulled out some napkins, since you guys know that I've been on a bit of a napkin, using up napkins kick recently with my videos. And so I've pulled out some that I think might work well with the colors of these papers, and so some of those will perhaps have like a napkin just covering a piece of that. So maybe actually, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 napkins, so what I will do first is I will choose which, perhaps some of those less focal pointy, which of them could have, oh, these would look gorgeous. Which of them I want to pair with the napkins. Maybe this one with the sunflower. This is such a pretty paper. Oh, I think I like these two together. And can I find one that I like? Maybe this one, because it actually has some of the similar colors with the black and the pink or a peach. Yeah, so those I will glue the napkins down. And then for the rest of them, let me just bring back my messy mat, or maybe not my messy mat, but some sort of brown paper, so that I can maybe get some nice stamping on it as well. And I've pulled out some stamps here. I have some text stamps. So this is from Tim Holtz set. The set is called Reflections, and this one is, I believe, an old Kaisercraft stamp. I've had this one for ages. Then I have this amazing one, but I don't know where this is from, because it was a gift. Then I have some of those from the set. It says somewhere here, I think, oh yes, fragments. So these look like mosaic, like pieces of wall or something like that. I love them. And then I have this set, which I believe maybe Finnaber. I apologize for the glare. And I was thinking about maybe using this ledgery one. So my tactic, if I can say that I have one at all with this, would be to grab my ink, my lighter ink first. So I'm going to start with Coffee by Archival Ink, and just do some messy sort of background stamping. So I just start adding some sort of texture on those pages. Okay, so maybe for these two, then I could use some of this. Just want to make sure I am kind of facing the right direction, although it's not honestly that important. This is really, really nice. Then maybe just a little bit of this text here and there. Just again building some interest in the background. And then for this last one, is this the last one? Yes, I think so. Let me maybe use the ledger again. And maybe again just a little bit of this. This, as you can probably see, is just very light, not much sort of contrast here, which is what I'm going for first. And then I would put this aside and use, with the same ink still, some of those like fragment stamps. And then I will use some of them again, but with a darker ink, so we have a little bit more contrast. I think this one, those corner ones, are some of my favorites. They look very gorgeous. Oh, this is scrumptious. Let me use this here, and again I'm doing it quite messily, not using any acrylic stamp pads or acrylic blocks, I suppose they are. Maybe I could use it this way. But that's what I like about background stamping. Oops, I apologize if I'm at times off camera. I'll try to make sure I'm not. Okay, so maybe a little bit more, maybe with this small one, just here and there. And then I would change my ink perhaps to, I'm thinking maybe archival ink vintage photo is what I'm going to try next. I just want a little bit of a color variation. Oops, now my fingers are all inked up. A bit color variation and a bit of contrast. So let me check. Oh yes, I have these small ones with some of the Tim Holtz colors. So this is vintage photo, and maybe let me grab, is this the same one? Oh yeah, because one of these sets was actually gifted to me as well, so I suppose I do have duplicates of some of those stamps. And so you can clearly see how this is just much darker, but also just, you know, a different color. And so I will maybe use some of those corner ones, but then I would go perhaps for some different patterns. Love it, because I would like to have a bit more of those darker elements on those. Oh, this turned out very pretty. Maybe let's do it here, down in this corner. Oops, and I think I moved it a little bit, so it's smudged, but that's okay. And then perhaps, let me just check if I have more. I also have this one, but I'm not sure if it's very, if it will be very visible. So let me just ink just a part of it, and let's see what it will look like. yeah, looks a little bit like a blob. So maybe not this one. Let me get back to my fave. When in doubt, go back to your favorites. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Can we salvage this blob? Maybe this is the one that's going to have to be covered up somehow. And there is so much that you can do on these pages. I'm obviously just doing stamping and coffee dyeing, and then perhaps some like ink gold or something like that, gold ink. Ink gold. But you could do stenciling, you could do heat embossing. I think would look incredible on this. Oh, this one, stunning. So just inking up sort of the middle part of this stamp is doing wonders. Maybe here, and then I will clean it on this paper. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so I can now move these aside. Now I was using archival ink because I knew that I wanted to add some wet media to this. I wouldn't perhaps use distress ink or distress oxide if this wasn't your final step, I would say. So yeah, okay, and then let me grab a piece of packaging. And I'm going to be using this Liquitex acrylic ink. So I'll just shake it up. Or maybe I can do this one on my messy mat, so I can cover a bigger surface. So let me just drop a few drops here and there, and while this is quite liquid, I am going to add just a little bit of water so it runs even more, and just dabbing just in some places. I really don't want it everywhere. Maybe can I just smoosh it? Oh yes, definitely. I love this effect. Could do it on the front of some of these as well, I think. Maybe like that. Oh, this is very pretty. This one, smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. And then perhaps a little bit on the edge here. Maybe just a bit more summer here. Love it. And this one, let's just mop up what we already have here. Maybe just tiny bit more water. Very pretty. I hope the camera is picking this up. So with this one, I just try to clean up as much of this gold as I can. And yeah, I love them a lot. Okay, so let me perhaps leave them to the side so they can dry. And let's see about those napkins, if it will even look nice. Don't see why not, because the napkins are obviously very nice. Oh, this definitely has one more layer. So let me just peel those layers apart. And I actually have a really fun idea I think I mentioned it, for these white back sides of napkins. So if you are doing this as well, don't throw them away. We can make something fun with them. So this, I should be able to do this video hopefully soon. And I am just using glue stick. You can of course use any of your typical decoupage media. You can use a Mod Podge, you can use perhaps matte medium, would work well as well. But I find that a glue stick works well enough for me. It's quick, it's kind of mess free, I suppose. I don't have to wait for it to dry like I would with a matte medium or with Mod Podge. And even with the glue stick, I find that the napkin just blends really, really beautifully to the background. Or with the background rather, I suppose would be the correct way to say it. Oops, I think I tore a bit too much. But that's fine. Let me just add some glue here. Could obviously still add the stamping and whatnot, but also because we don't yet know what we are going to be using these papers for, maybe leaving them plainish is also a good idea, because we can always decorate more later. And so here is how this one looks. Let me just add more glue here, and I really love it. So let's leave this to the side to dry. Then I wanted to use the sunflower one with this. I don't think I have any wet brushes near me, so I'm just going to tear it sort of by hand, and maybe tear a little bit more like that. And so I would perhaps add this image somehow like this. Here's one white layer, here's another one. So let's see. So let me just put glue on this whole half, and then add more if needed. Maybe make sure I get to the edge here. I will definitely need some more glue on the edges, but that's okay. I'm probably getting more glue on my fingers than I am on the napkin, but it's fine. It's the easiest way for me to do it, this way. Maybe some more here. Do I have my bone folder still here? Yeah. Okay, turn around, cut the edges. So I hope you guys will join me. I am very excited. Whether you are going to be working with double-sided papers, which obviously would not require any of this to do, or with single-sided papers with a paper pad, or just some papers that you have. So here is how this one looks. Oh, and I tore a little bit here, but that's okay. When this dries, I will just, tore some more. I will just ink this up. Not being very careful, clearly, but that's okay. So I would like to have those videos. So this is day 0, but I would like to have these videos sort of over the next 5 consecutive days, just to see if I can actually use a paper pad in 5 days, not counting today. So I'm thinking, I am filming this video a bit earlier, but I'm pretty sure I would like to maybe publish this video on a Sunday and then start the challenge on Monday and go throughout the week. Or, oh, this is pretty. Or, oh, sorry, I just have glue oil all over my fingers, which is distracting me. Or maybe this video will go on Monday, and then, well, by the time it goes up and by the time you see it, you already know when it is today, what day it is, but I don't yet know. And then on Monday, and I would finish on Saturday with day 5, and then maybe we could have a bit of like a summary of the challenge and a flip through of all the bits and pieces that we make throughout, either in the last episode or as a separate short video. I think that would be nice to just sum up, to see how we went, and maybe what our challenges were, and maybe what we learned along the way. Not that it's going to be like a huge challenge or anything, obviously. It's just, you know, us using paper, but I think that would be nice. Okay, so here's this one. I love how these images just seamlessly seem to merge into the coffee stained background. And the last one is this, and which part of this would we want? I'm thinking the one with the magpie, or if it is a magpie, because I said that it matches the black of the front. So I'm just going to tear a bit of this, remove all those extra layers. And maybe add it somewhere here, so to sort of off-center a little bit. And a little bit of glue here, this side. I'm getting a few wrinkles in those napkins, but that's also fine, just adds to the texture of it. Let me just use a wet wipe on my fingers because this glue on fingers can get out of control quite easily. So yeah, okay, and here we have this one with the front and the back and whatever we decide to do with this one. So I love them. And yeah, where's the glue coming here? So let me grab all of those. So we have now a nice fat stack of double-sided scrapbooking papers. And I am so excited to start using them in this challenge. Like I said, still I need to do a bit of work on some of them. Some of those that were previously white, I do want to coffee stain. And then I think before I start like the next episode, I will just put this whole stack under some like heavy books, so this can straighten, I suppose, through the night. But yes, so I hope you guys enjoyed this prep. This is of course not only for this particular video challenge, but these are just some ideas for any sort of single-sided paper that you might have and you don't want to deal with the white background. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will join me in tomorrow's video when we make our first project with those. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Bye.